Oh, God. Oh.
Charm. Oh my God, somebody get me a beer stat. All right, welcome to the show, everybody. It is Sunday, February 26th. 10 months will be Boxing Day. And it'll be winter again, you know. And so anyway, we have, finally, after months of trying, we have Colleen-Craig, the psychic of light, the artist formerly known as the psycho-psychic. And she's here tonight, one night only. And so we'll talk with Colleen for a little bit, and then we'll see if anyone's wanting a reading. And if not, we'll get out of Dodge early tonight and get on with our lives and get some sleep for me, maybe. Not sleeping. Worse every day. So what else is coming up? Tomorrow off. Wait. Yes, tomorrow off. Tuesday, Nick Fox. Wednesday, Barbara DeLong. Thursday, the world's only heaventologist, Amy Kavanaugh. Thursday, the world's only heaventologist, Amy Kavanaugh. Friday, Salva Dutton from Australia. Saturday, Kimber. And a week from tonight is Hillary Black. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from about the maybe second or so for about 5 days, I'm either going to shut down early or we're going to get some people to stretch it out at the back end. Like I'll end the formal part of the show, stop recording, and you guys can hang out and do an overtime and yak it up if you want or whatever you want to do. But I got to get out early for those days. And so we'll just play it by ear and see what happens. That's it. Colleen, I met long time back at Broken Talk Radio. And she used to do her own show, and she did my show a few times. She used to hang out quite a lot, too. Then she got a life. And she is the co-creator of a spiritual learning center online and on Facebook called Intuitive Spiritual Development Oasis, ISD for short. And they offer daily activities and classes from 5 weeks to 36 weeks on a variety of topics. As a psychic medium, Colleen can see and converse with angels, guides, and other beings. She can see and receive messages from souls who have crossed over. And she can introduce you to guides or angels that are hanging out around you. Most often she can tell you what their job is. In other words, what are they here to help you with? Yes, you can call it. It's what the heck the whole show is supposed to be about, Yvette. What she could tell you what their job is, what's their purpose, because nobody just gets to hang around. None of these angels and others get to just hang around. They got to earn their keep, And it's because they're paying for the pure enjoyment and entertainment of watching us fumble and bumble around in our stupid lives, It's probably quite entertaining. It's probably just about like them going to a comedy act. Or if they like tragic drama in some of our lives, that's what they're getting too. Her abilities include clairvoyance, clairaudience, and claircognizance. And for more information, you can visit her website at www.psychicoflight.com. And on Facebook, just look up Colleen, Psychic of Light, and you'll find her that way. So let's welcome Colleen. Hey, how you doing? Welcome back.
I'm doing good. Glad to finally make it.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. I mean, that was, I think, a couple of months. We've been trying since last year to get you.
That's right. Well, yeah, and then every week that would be the week that I had the crud or something, and then, this week I just have a toothache, so I think I'm okay to go.
Well, when I had it, here's how I fixed my toothache. I just pulled I saved myself $500. And I just pulled the stupid thing myself,
You did yourself? Oh, my God.
Yeah. Because the thought of paying some asshole $500 to shove a bunch of needles in my mouth and cause me pain didn't seem attractive at all to me. And
no, it's not. But, yeah. But I found a nice lady who's very gentle.
Oh, they all say that. Oh, you should try mine. I feel it, people. I feel it. Anyway, you are here and having some trouble with my page. Okay, there's that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So you are here, and so tell me tell me a little more about this learning center you got on the go.
Oh, about, I guess, I want to say 3 years, but I'm sure it's probably been 5 years already. Time's just moving so fast lately. That me and about 3 other people from a group wanted to start our own group that wasn't just free readings all the time, wasn't just, it was more about teaching other people that they have their own skills, that they don't need to. They don't need to run to somebody else and say, what's going on. So our focus is about you developing your own skills and your own abilities, and become empowered that way. Empower yourself.
Right. Yeah. So what's the number one tip for people on that?
The number one tip is keep practicing. Keep at it. Yeah, I'm still practicing, yes, many years.
Yeah, I mean, everybody needs to keep working on whatever it is that they have. But I mean, do you have exercises for them to run through?
Yeah, when we have a couple of times a week, we have some fun games that are just, try to intuit what's in a box. And then we have some like historic person that you try and intuit, who it is or what they were famous for. There's some obscure person. And then there's more, there's quite a few classes that are more structured, that have lessons and exercises every single week. There's one that runs for like 6 to 9 months. That's really intensive. And, that one, though, seriously, if you have no interest in changing yourself, don't do that. Yeah, because it's pretty intense.
Yeah. That sounds like, long enough to make a baby, so it'll be long enough to do something, I guess.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Reborn,
so
yes.
Rebirth. You don't want a baby? Go take that first. I should highly recommend not having babies. I highly recommend that. And,
yeah, I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, me too. Thank God. I used to always say, God help, I found out what causes pregnancy and I quit that. And God help this world. God help this world when it's no longer possible for me to have babies. But that was just a fact. You know what I mean? I haven't gone on a rampage to jump all the old men's bones or anything like that. So anyway. But it's nice to know
me either. So, yeah, it's all good.
It's nice to know that I could if I wanted to, and oh my God. Anyway, so that like there's people like me though that like, and yeah, I like those games. Like we the best way is just to. It's like when I try to be psychic, I am so pathetic. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, the hardest thing is that you need to relax, which for me is why the games are better, because you're not emotionally invested in it. So you can relax. And to get to that relaxation point, I think is one of the hardest parts for just about everybody, because you got to get through the fear, and then you got to get through what are they going to think of me, and then, all that outside crap.
Yeah.
So, and it's still something I think that anybody who does any kind of intuition readings or things still struggles with, I have my own little trick of taking deep breaths to get to that relaxation point, enough to tune in,
Yeah. For me, it's like when I'm just like like when I'm trying not to be, like I try to prove to people, that in a group of people, like, I could just say, let me just like, okay, that your grandpa, let's find the name, Eddie, and his old rusty blue truck. And then, somebody goes in the chat room, oh my God, Chris, I have a grandpa named Eddie and he's got it rusty old blue truck. I'm like, shut up. You know what I mean? Shut up. Not helping. You're not helping. And one time I threw out a name and blah, blah, blah. My friend, she's all like, oh my God, that's my sister. And she just hung up the phone with me. I'm like,
Yeah.
And so it's like I'm just like tossing stuff out to mock it or to, whatever. And when we play those games, like I'm holding something in my hand, like, the best way is we go, I learned this from Stan DeCastro, with this idea of just like write down 5 things about it, like about what size is it, what color, what shape, and then if you want to guess exactly what is it, then you can throw that in too. But people can then see like, wow, I was right about the shape, the color, I was right about what it's made out of, you know what I mean? And, the only thing I was wrong on was what it was. But if you leave people that their only guess is what is it, then they're either wrong or right. And then that can be frustrating and discouraging, yeah?
Right. And that's more the first way you talked about is the way that we do things at ISD. Because it's all about growth. It's all about the practice, and it's about having fun. I mean, who the heck wants to work at it? Something else you said reminded me, I was a skeptic when I started on those shows. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be a psychic. Like, I'd have to be like all frou-frou and all that stuff and
Right.
wear
No.
beads and, but, whatever that is, that's on the other side just really pushed me into it. And Tucker, it's funny you mentioned Stan because at one of the very first live events I did, I just stood up and said, well, your dad, Frank, and it was like, I can't believe I'm saying this because that's like so totally wrong. And of course his dad's name was Frank. And,
Right.
so then I just went on from there. But it still freaks me out to this day when I'm right. Sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
But, the thing is this is that, like, I don't need any proof that, that there's another, that the other side exists and that communication can occur. And once you have had some experience that absolutely pushes you over the line of, oh my God, you can't deny that.
Right.
Then anything else. But you're right. Like, I mean, even if I were to guess something, whatever, like, somebody gifted me, a few by now, crystal balls, you know what I mean? And so one night I sat, and it was after Kathy from Kathy's Distant Echoes died,
Well, yeah.
And that's coming up on one more month. One more month, it'll be a year already. Good Lord. So I sat in the dark, mostly dark, I kind of was able to just like almost climb right inside the ball. And the best way I could describe it was when we were kids, they would have Sunday comics would come out, and one of the things in there was one of these kind of pictures where you had to relax your gaze. And once you relaxed your gaze, you would go into a 3D sort of image. And if you moved it, it would, the stuff inside would move. But if you blinked and then you lost that focus, then it would just be the original picture you're looking at. And so in a way, that's kind of how it was for me. It's like I felt like in some ways that I was inside to the 3D. And so I had, a few images pop up for me in there. And the next day or whatever, and I wrote them down, and the next day I had, talked about it on the radio show. And I saw like a woman with white hair up over here, and then a dog came in over here with brown hair and floppy ears and the head tilted like this, and then like for whatever, and I still haven't figured out who the Friar Tuck type of guy was, like with the hair, the bald head, and the robe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so then it wasn't until a couple of weeks later, maybe, that I had to be going, and I was looking through Kathy's Facebook feed because I was trying to get evidence for Blog Talk Radio because we had paid for a whole year to continue her station, and then BTR shut it down.
Oh, great.
It's come to our attention, blah, blah, blah. And I was trying to find the proof that, because all along was this guy that was the co-founder. She always introduced him as the co-founder. And, every show, the co-founder Nick. And so I was trying to say to them, there's two people that own this station, and you already have correspondence from one of them saying that he wants to keep this thing going. And so anyway, I'm going through her feed, and damn it if I don't come across the exact dog that I saw in that crystal ball. And then I go, white-haired woman, Kathy. And so that kind of like went do because that was a whole new level of something for me,
Right.
I haven't been able to. I saw a couple of other things. The other exercise I was trying for a while was just to sit on my couch and close my eyes, because from time to time, like I'll have, if I'm really quiet, every now and then, if I'm trying to go to sleep, like I'll start to hear some voices, but they'll be fast. You know what I mean? And it's like it'll be fast, and I'm like, if I were to stop and sit up and try to start writing this stuff down, I would like break it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I always like go with it and see if I can't remember one or two things. You know, like the one that stands out most for me is, you know, I'm like going and I'm hearing like, "Are you ready? Are you ready?" And I'm like, I'm ready. And so, but sometimes what'll happen is like I'll see images or faces or whatever, and they all morph in quick though. Again, it's fast. I try to ask it to slow down. Slow down, man. What's your rush? And a couple of times I tried to draw. Like I would sit with my eyes closed with a piece of paper on a large purple plate on my lap, and then I would just, with my eyes closed, try to draw what I was seeing. You know what I mean? And so that was kind of interesting, but it's nothing that I can just turn on and off. That's my thing.
Right. And that's something that I think is part of the practice, because I'm not turned on all the time. I have to get to that place. But then there's other times where random things just come in and hit you in the head, and it's like, well, where'd that come from? You know, and then a half an hour or a day later, whatever, it comes true. Like, okay. You know?
Right.
But I was going to say that the ones that say, you know, are you ready? It's always like an uh-oh to me, because it's from the last 10 years experience, it's like, oh, we're in for a ride. you know?
Buckle up. For me, like, if a lot of the stuff that I get, you know, sometimes people, they'll have a near-death experience, or they'll hit their head and get a concussion, or they'll do something, and then, like, the next day, they start to see things that are strange to them, hear things that are, and so maybe for some of us, it's been innate with us ever since we've been born, and we never knew the difference. Like, there was never a day that came where something changed that would alert us to the fact, and so we're stuck trying to sort out, like, so I always say, you know, like the smart stuff I say is guided, and stuff is mine, you know? And so to me, like this channeling of information is probably a lot more on, than having to stop and really like meditate or center or breathe yourself into a place where you can start to see things or hear things, you know.
Right.
And this is sort of like a claircog situation, is like where you're just like channeling universal information or whatever, and you don't really know. Like, it's not like that you're trying to pull an answer for somebody. Just in your communication with them, out comes, you know, a bunch of stuff that whatever was useful for them or whatever, you know. And I always used to be having chats with people, and they'd be like, "Oh my God, I was just thinking that," or "Oh my God, or saying the same thing at the same time, Sam." You know what I mean? There was never any discernible change for me that would alert me that what I'm saying right now is.
Well, for me, it was awareness, because now that I look back on my, you know, previous life, my life before 2008, I can see it was happening all the time. But like you said, it was just the normal thing. Yeah, I knew who was on the phone half the time. You know, when the phone, remember before caller ID and all that stuff, where you just picked up the phone when it rang? And that's a big part of my book. The Angels in My Life book is because looking back, I can see, wow, that was really some divine intervention there. Or that was, somebody was put in my path just for me on that day, and you don't realize it at the time, but
Right.
once I accepted that this all happens, that, we are tuned into a whole nother dimension or a whole, spiritual side, then I could see all these things that I had dismissed when I was younger.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and then there were those things that would happen when I was younger that, I have one or two I have very clear, crisp, recall of, and just a vague, recollection of many other similar things, but without any details. And, so again, I'm convinced, and I'm all, and I've had a few things happen to me in my life that have been, which is why I say to people, sometimes when it seems like the worst thing has happened, like, 5 years out from now, you're going to look back and go, oh my God, that's the best thing that ever happened. Because if that wouldn't have happened, I would. And so we have to give everything a little bit of time. And, so I am a firm, believer through my own experiences that I think that for the bigger events in our life, that these are somewhat predestined. And, I think that it does take action on our part, but I think in some ways, like if we've heard about how maybe that there's, say 5 different windows of opportunity for us to cross over or whatever, you know what I mean? And our higher self maybe decides, no, we haven't finished what we're here to do, so we'll pass on this one, and and we never know which one we're on.
Right.
Like we're on, like, do I have 4 more, or do I only have 1 more, And, I think that with bigger things in our lives, that there's more than one, time frame also in that. So if meeting a certain person is going to happen, there might have been already a few missed opportunities because, a person hasn't been engaging in their life or whatever. Right. But eventually things will happen that will cause them to, to be in the path of.
Right. And I think that's happened with a couple of people that I've met in my life that are were like, oh shit moments, but like at the same time, like the biggest growing experience ever, a big turning point in my life. And the funny thing is on the other side of that, where I've done readings for people going, I don't understand, you two are right around the corner from each other. What I see, but then they don't meet up. And it's like, well, what happened? Well, I don't know, and maybe that happens 2 or 3 times. But life's interesting to say the least.
Well, it's like the other day I was mentioning, because how some women, they'll get all into, like, when am I going to meet this guy, and what color is his hair, and color are his eyes, and I'm all like, you know what, like, you are asking for trouble for that, because I also feel like that even though my end destination might be this person or that person, if I focus on a brown-haired, blue-eyed dude, there might be a requirement that I go through a couple of blonde-haired guys first, you know what I mean? And I'm ignoring them when I come across them because they're not brown-haired, blue-eyed guy that psychic told me I had to keep my eyes open for, right?
Right.
And so sometimes we have to have, like, some, it could be that you meet somebody because you met this person. Now you meet the other one that you're supposed to meet. So if you completely this person, because they don't fit the criteria, then you're kind of delaying.
I had a roommate. I used to tease him all the time because he had a type and it was very specific and he would only look at those. And it's like, you are so gonna fall. Your soulmate is the exact opposite of that. You are so gonna fall for this person who doesn't fit any of your criteria just because they want you to open your mind. You know, don't box yourself in. I had somebody else who was trying to get a job and like there were all this criteria to it. And so they decided that this one particular job fit the criteria and then they wouldn't look at anything else. Well, they didn't get that job, but they got a better one later on. Don't box yourself in about the criteria.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, take what comes and live your life, and everything will fall into place as it should. That's how I believe, you know?
Yeah.
How I believe. You know?
And the idea that I can relax into that now has really changed my life.
Right.
You know, instead of worrying about everything, how is it going to work? How am I going to get from here to there? You know, how am I going to reach my goals? Well, you know, I have enough evidence in my own life that I really don't need to know how I'm going to get from here to there. It's just going to happen.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if we could just get some people to realize that, and especially regarding the job, because every great job I've gotten by taking the shitty job first, and then I was where I needed to be in order to get the
right.
You know, and so either a foot in the door in the place for, you know, taking the shit job gets you meeting the right person for the next one. And so that's what I'm guilty of, you know, is that I kind of quit life. And although I still, you know, do this show and I maintain, you know, contact with people through this, I've really withdrawn from the real world a lot. And I realized that by doing that, I've quite delayed, you know, other things happening in my life, you know, and I don't expect something to just drop through my ceiling. I do understand that, you know, I got to get out and go and do some things in order to kickstart that whole process, you know.
Right, but at the same time, it's still our choice. And I've had times like I just disappeared I didn't disappear. I mean, I was online, but I kind of like just dropped out of life for 3 years. Well, I needed that time, you know? Mm-hmm. And it's our choice to worry about it or not. And I choose not.
Right.
Because I'm in such a better place now.
Well, again, and if I wouldn't have done that, then how many people that I've met here online through my show and through other things, you know, would I never have met, you know?
Right.
And so there was still some purpose in this, you know. Maybe I'm extending the amount of time that I should be doing this, but there has been some positive purpose, both for me and for other people, not necessarily everybody. I bet we could find a few people that would say there wasn't a positive outcome that they met me. And there's a few that I could say the same about, but even through those, you know, we learn things and we grow. You know, it was like around New Year's that I said, like, I've realized that myself and many others at the end of the year were all good riddance, get lost, what a shitty year that was, I can't wait for the next. And this year I decided, you know, to honor and respect the year that I just had, the good and the bad in it, and give it its proper place, and then welcome the new year in, instead of, you know, denying, disregarding, eliminating, whatever, spitting on the whole, because in all of it was some growth,
right,
and should honor that growth, you know. And so it's a new thing I'm trying, and we're only really 2 months into it, but I'll know at the end of the year kind of if it made any difference in my year, you know, to do it that way. And even if not noticeably, it still, I think in some way, emotionally and psychologically, it's just a better way to do it, for me anyway.
Right.
And so
Well, my latest trick is to get through a workday without getting anxious or blowing up at somebody. So to remain happy all day, no matter what.
That's an issue. I was thinking about that earlier today myself, and that's interesting. I've been having a couple of dreams, like I nap. I don't sleep anymore. I have little naps along the way, and last couple of dreams that I've had have been like work related again, and then it made me think while I was doing my hair that like the last job that I had that lasted 8 days because of that, because I just like got outraged at this person, and I couldn't take it anymore. And, so I'm thinking like how, was that the right, because my first instinct always is to defend my actions, you know what I mean? And, is there and was there, should I have, blah, blah, blah. And, and then more importantly, can I control that in future? You know what I mean? And in some ways, when you're younger, you're more, at least for me, I did get this like attitude as I aged, like what is to say, I don't have to put up with bullshit, right?
Right.
And so this has led to, to the situation where I was younger, I was like I didn't like it one little bit or anything else, but I was able to stuff it down and because, you had rent to pay next week or something like that.
Right, right. And I'm not as willing to put up with that anymore.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. So maybe it's to find a good balance there, right? And in some ways is to find the less explosive way of communicating that dissatisfaction.
Yes.
Less explosive way.
I've heard there are other ways of doing that.
But first that's dirty too, right?
Yeah. It's like, you really don't have to like completely fall apart. I don't know how else to do this.
Yeah.
How else do I get your attention that this is unsatisfactory?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I get that. Well, I have high expectations of myself in a job, and it frustrates me when other people aren't holding themselves to that same standard,
Right.
And it seems to me that many don't, and when I was working with younger generations, I was disgusted that they could sit all day long on their effing MSN and Yahoo messengers and not really care about getting the job done. And not really care if they just made a fatal error that blows a whole project up and not really care, And so this was, pretty frustrating to me. And so sometimes I would be a little bit over the top with my response to that. But I was just...
And they look at you crazy when you tell them to put away their phone. Like, you're at work, put away your phone. Like, what is that? You can't do that.
Oh, man.
Like, what planet are you from that you don't need your phone attached to you all the time?
Isn't that see, now it's been a long time since, like, it's been, what year is it? 2017, since 2009. You know what I mean? And, like, since then, people are born with phones in their hand now.
Right.
And, I couldn't imagine, I go apoplectic. I think that I might lose my freaking mind in an environment like that. And I don't know, like, I'd want to be in a place where they had strong rules about that. Because it would drive me crazy.
Yeah.
I don't need the phone. I use my phone as an alarm clock.
Me too, yeah.
Like, it's crazy, but anyway, so it looks like there's a couple of people, I think there's a couple, two anonymous people. So now is one of you Yvette and one of you Corrine, and are both of you there for a reading? Or Corrine, are you just listening? I have two anonymous callers there. So, yeah, that's the better way, Sandy. It's like you have to keep your phone in your locker. And can you imagine in our lifetime, right? Like we have, yeah, just listening. So then there's just Yvette. Can you imagine that, you know, in our lifetime, we had just the old rotary dial phones, right?
Right. And one for the whole house.
Yeah, one for the whole house. And then you'd got the other phones, like push button phones. And you might have more than one in the house. Then you got the answering machine. Remember the answering machine? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Answering machine. But before the answering machine, somebody called you and you weren't home. You didn't know that they called you. You didn't worry about it.
Right.
You know, if you were home, then they got to talk to you. Like, really, the urgency, I always thought, like, that's a devastating thing that's happened, because I look at that cell phone, as for my convenience, not the whole rest of the world's convenience to bother and disturb me every second of the day. You know? And that's what really drives me crazy. It's like, the world will be okay if you just focus on dinner right now and get to the text message later. You know, there's nothing so earth-shattering.
And I still don't encourage people to call me. I mean, I like the whole, just text me, send me an email, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah. Well, in an office environment, I was the one that would get up off my ass and walk all the way across campus to go face-to-face talk with people. And it was very effective, because I make people laugh all day long, and then they want to do. So whenever I had urgent things, because my dysfunctional boss screwed something up and now we need the impossible done tomorrow,
right?
People took my stuff from the bottom of the list and put it up on the top of the list as a priority, because I was able to charm them and they liked me and they wanted to help me then. And these people, though, they would be in cubicle land. There's a person 2 cubicles down from them that they're freaking emailing.
Right.
I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Come on, you guys. Get up off your butts and go over there and talk to them. Anyway, so let me play a song. I think we got 2 people then for readings, and then we'll see what happens. There's another one. So there's 3 people.
Okay, play a song. I'm going to take some more Advil.
Okay, you do that, and I'll check you back here after the song. Okay. Wrong window. Okay. What will I play? Let's spin the wheel. Here, this is a good one. We'll go with that one. We will go with...
Are you looking for a place to meet like-minded people? Perhaps you're a light worker looking for a safe place to share your thoughts and services. We've got a place for you, intuitalks.com. Join for free, post updates, blogs, create and join groups via website or radio or class package. The possibilities are endless. Join the all-spiritual, all-under one roof network, www.intuitalks.com.
All right, .com. We're back, and I'll just bring Colleen on. And so, are you ready to roll?
I'm ready to roll.
All right. I don't know who you have. I got 2 anonymous, so I don't know who's who of them. So who's this person? You just heard a beep in your ear.
This
Hello?
is Corrine. Can you take me loud? Are you there?
Perhaps. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This one. Who's this one?
This one's Queen.
Oh, hi, Queen. How are you?
I'm fabulous. How are you? I didn't expect you to keep me on the line just then. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing? you already said.
I did, and
Head.
I was on that journey with you on that 8-day job. I recall.
Oh yeah, I know, right? It was brutal. And anyway, so do you have a question for Colleen?
Yes. Hi. What's your name, Colleen?
Colleen, yes.
Hi, Colleen. Yes, I am in the process of exposing myself. I love it to the world, presenting myself to the world. And I have reconnected with someone. It was very much synchronicity and spiritually aligned, no doubt, because of the way we reconnected. Because if I had put my own thoughts about it, I would have not bothered to reconnect with this person. But nonetheless, it's proving to be a valuable connection. And with that said, I would like to know whatever else you feel around it, moving forward with my exposing and presenting myself to the world and the connection with this person.
Well, Queen, the first picture I get is an experience I had in my own life of meeting of somebody that was a turning point in my life. Lost track for 15 years and reconnected. Very similar, and it became very important for that period of my life. But it didn't last. Okay. The thing is, there's a couple things going on. One, and this is my impression that I'm getting, okay? One is that this is you're right, it was a very, good meet, a very synchronicity, whatever, meeting, and it's temporary. I'm getting like the number 3, like maybe 3 years, that the tendency, if you're anything like me, our tendency is to say, okay, well, this is how it is from now on. And that's your caution. The caution for you is that this is going to continue to change and evolve and grow, and don't put your eggs all in one basket kind of thing. What you're doing is, you know how it feels like you've been accelerating, and everything's happening faster? That's going to continue. It's going to continue to accelerate. It's going to continue to go faster. The more you reveal, the more good opportunities are coming for you, and then the more you want to reveal, and then as long as you're excited with these opportunities that are coming your way, it should be very smooth for you. But as far as between you and this person, it's going to be kind of like you're going to accelerate away from it. Okay?
I can accept that easily.
Great.
Easily accept that.
Great. So that's where that is at. I see you just accelerating. You're like, I don't know if you've had it already or you're going to have this very shortly, but like oh my God, hold on kind of thing. Okay. Yeah, the doors are opening for you, and you don't have to do it all at once. But like I said, there's a definite acceleration. You show up a little bit, and then you reveal yourself a little bit more doors open, you reveal yourself a little bit more doors open. I'm getting something about December, mid-December. Is this, music related or some kind of artistic related? Is it?
You're on it.
Okay.
The person, when I met the person 35 years ago, he was a musician, and the arts are definitely that's my life. So yeah,
okay.
you're there. Yeah.
Yeah, mid-December. It's going to be an event, some kind of event, like a culmination of this whole year's work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, does that make sense?
Makes sense.
So it's gonna keep accelerating. I'm telling you. You think you're busy now? You have no idea. Okay.
That's good. I've been
Um.
resting a lot, so I'm resting up. I've been resting a lot. So
Yeah, it's gonna be a nice. How do you say it? Nice. Like you're not exactly going uphill. Okay, so maybe you're just like in a car and going faster and faster because now you've gotten used to it. Now you're on a good roll. You know what I mean? So come fall, you're going to be preparing for this event that, you really have half the time to prepare that you would have. But it's just all going to happen really fast. And remind yourself, do something, put notes or something where you can find them as a reminder to those times when you say, I can't do this, or I'm scared, or whatever, that remember this time when it was all very exciting, because you're here for the experience. You're here for the excitement as much as the lows,
yeah.
All the ups and downs are valid. So I think you're headed into what are we in now? February? You're headed into quite an interesting year. Quite a lot of new stuff, a lot of firsts, but everything will fit you like a glove. That's what the picture I'm getting. You're going to be doing exactly what you were meant to do.
Beautiful. I feel that too. I feel that.
And you know it, and I think it's a confirmation for you.
Yes.
What's going on in December? Do you know yet?
I don't know yet.
Okay. You'll know pretty soon.
Okay.
All right. Do it, girl.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ben.
You're welcome. Peace out, Chris.
Who's this one?
Me.
Sandy? Hey,
Me.
go for it.
Yvette.
Yvette?
Hi, Chris. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
You have a question for me?
I do. I'm also at an interesting crossroads, and I know I need, divine message, I know I have a job I just got a job that is so part-time, and it's not definitely bored as heck, and I know there's something else for me. So I'm asking for guidance, a shot at something.
So why am I seeing the crossroads in the Wizard of Oz, where
wow, that sounds exciting.
And Dorothy, and talking about he hasn't got a brain and all that stuff. The thing about that crossroads is all those roads lead to the same place. You know what I mean? When they had to decide which yellow brick road to take, they all ended up at Oz. So it didn't really matter which one they took. The other thing I got is I have a woman who is standing next to you who has long brown hair, but it's like intertwined with green, like foliage of some kind, like maybe ivy or something. But she looks very much like a tree spirit.
Okay.
Or hang on, let me focus on this a little more. Because it almost could be seaweed like too. Maybe this is ocean beach crossover. She's showing me the beach, but not in the water. So I'm getting I don't know what you would call that area. The beach, right before the beach, where everything washes up and stuff like that. Okay, so not tree. She's, Okay, I can't quite put my finger on it. It's water, but not water. Okay. Water, but not water. What is this? Okay. I'm gonna have to let that one go for a minute. She stands at your right hand, on your right hand side, and to me she's like a step in front of you, and to me this is more like a guide of what are your next steps, okay? The position that I see guides around you usually tells me a little bit more of what they're there for. She's definitely there to take your hand and show you the next steps. Oh, she's got a really interesting name that ends with like Lina. And the first part is like Q or CU.
Okay.
Yeah, and I believe this is a Spanish word. Yeah, the beginning is CU and the end is Lina. I think you're gonna have to figure out the middle part. Do you speak any Spanish?
Not significantly. I can say a few things here and there. Yeah.
But this is I want to say she's not, I wouldn't say like famous, but she's very well known in, like in Mexico.
Is she a goddess or is she an angel? What?
It's getting more of the goddess feeling.
Okay.
Because when they're angels, they will unfold their wings for me. She's not. She's coming of the earth. She's of the earth. Okay.
Okay.
So that's what I felt more like, a pixie or a sprite or a spirit, like so she's not a tree spirit, but there's a word I'm missing, and it's green. She's definitely got a lot to do with green, okay?
Okay.
Wow. So I think maybe if you Google those few clue words, you might find the rest of the name.
Okay. Like the CU and the LINA.
Yes. There's a couple of vowels and consonants in the middle there. So it's like Guadalupe, where it's like 4 syllables.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay, so back to your crossroads. You can talk to her, and the funny thing about the Tin Man part, is they also didn't know what the heck was going on, but they always sang and danced anyway.
Mhm.
Which kind of seems ridiculous, but you can do that. And they're encouraging you to do that, even though your friends might feel like you're kind of nuts.
I do that already.
Oh, good. Okay.
And they think I'm nuts. So that's okay.
Okay, good. Well, then I'm getting what already is.
You're on point. You have no idea.
Yeah, so don't worry. I mean, that sounds like really easy to do, but you can talk to this goddess. She's totally got your back. She's got your side. She's got your front.
What's funny, because I've been picking up there's this energy in my back that's happened about 2 weeks ago. It's like a spiral energy on the left side.
That's a healer. That's something else.
Okay.
She's definitely got your right hand. If you ever wake up and feel like somebody's holding your hand, that's going to be her.
Okay.
Asking her for what kind of sign she's going to send you. Do you live near the beach or anything?
Not. I mean, I can drive. It's like 30 minutes.
Okay. She keeps showing me a seashell. Now, I'm going to tell you a story. Because people talk about finding feathers all the time, and it's like, come on, there's birds everywhere. You always find feathers. And I realized I never find feathers. It doesn't happen. So, and it's like, of course there's lots of birds, there's always feathers, there's the seashore, there's going to be seashells. And then one day there was a tiny feather, like the really fluffy kind, that was stuck on my bumper, on my car. Like, it could have blown off very easily, but it was like stuck on the bumper, like, oh, so specifically for me, huh? So I feel like you're going to find this classic seashell in a spot that's like, well, what in the hell is it doing there? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be your sign from this goddess, this lady.
Okay, the feather.
It's going to be a seashell, though.
Oh, seashell, okay.
Yeah. Not a feather. I have a feeling you find feathers. Do you find feathers all the time?
Not normally.
Black and white ones. Okay.
Well,
maybe one of those too.
Okay.
But definitely the seashell, because it's going to be someplace where it shouldn't be.
Okay.
Like, and really obvious. It's not just going to be like in the gutter or something like that. It's going to be like on something you own.
Could it be K-U-A? I'm looking online right now. There's different, like, a Hawaiian goddesses, and I don't know. Sometimes
okay.
the K
What's
could
the
be
Hawaiian one? K-U-A?
It could be K. Yeah, I'm looking to see if there's anything. It doesn't really, not that.
As far as the Hawaiians, to me, would be more with the, they wear the flowers around their head.
Mm-hmm.
But this one definitely has the long hair that everything's draped, more like seaweed draped.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
I'll Google seaweed goddess.
And so I definitely feel Mexican,
Okay.
Central America, you might want to go Aztec, which also could be a K.
Okay.
Not Incan, that's a little bit too far down. I'd say more Aztec type.
And this goddess is gonna guide me?
Yes.
Oh
She's
my
gonna
God.
help you with next.
Wait, there is one that looks like that.
Okay.
Oh.
You found it.
Well, at least that looks like what you said. I don't know what
Okay.
the name is, but let me get the name.
Carmelina. Somebody said Carmelina.
Yeah, I'll have to Google
Okay, so
Carmelina.
whatever works for you, and then you can always change the name as your relationship develops with this being. Okay. She's definitely there for you. Don't worry about, months down the road. We're going to work on, what's tomorrow, and she'll help you with that. But I think she's going to come in your dreams a lot.
Okay.
Which is why I think you're going to wake up and feel like you were holding somebody's hand.
Okay.
All right?
I need the help. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Wonderful.
All right.
Thanks, Chris.
Take care. Okay. All right, that was Yvette. Okay, then that's it unless Corinne's ready. So, Corinne, are you ready? If you're ready, unmute.
Ready.
Okay, ready.
I can't. My nose tends to run when I do readings. I think it's because of the vibration. So yeah, don't worry about that.
Okay. Corinne, is there?
Am I unmuted?
Yes.
Am I unmuted?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Colleen.
Hi, I know you, don't I?
Yeah, sort of. Sort
I
of.
mean, through the radio, yeah.
I mean, we've talked before.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't have a specific question really, Colleen. I just wondered what you kind of saw around me for, just like going forward, what you see. I don't know,
Okay. Hang on, I'm trying to figure out what this picture is of. 'Cause at first it kind of looked like ice skating. What does that have to do with anything? Skating rink, ice skates.
I don't know. I can't ice skate. I
You
wish I
live
could though.
anywhere? You don't live anywhere in the winter, right? I mean, you don't live where there's a lot of winter.
Yes, well, yeah, I live in New England.
Oh, okay. Okay. Ice skating. To me, it reminds me of childhood things and, what's It's a Wonderful Life? Don't they have, I
Yeah.
think something about his life where the ice skating plays a big part. Somebody fell through the ice or something. But this pond is like in the middle of the woods. I'm sure they're going somewhere with this. Have a gentleman named Gary, definitely a G name, hanging out in the woods. What's Gary doing? This is all going to sound very random. He reminds me of like your classic Hermit in the Woods kind of thing. And he has a couple of rabbits and some birds. But he's your classic, like, forest hermit person who, like, talks to animals instead of people. And, and he's holding, and it looks like either rabbits or birds. They're both white.
Okay.
I think rabbits. Yeah, lots of snow, lots of white. On ice skating. Why are we ice skating? Okay. I don't know why ice skating's got to do with something. All right, let's look at the next 6 months. Gary's gonna give me the clues here. Do you have a project that you've been waiting to get off the ground because you just released the birds, as it were?
Oh.
So if you have something that you've been working on or been waiting to get going, it's going to take off in the next 6 months, in this 6-month period coming up.
Okay.
But there's a definite release involved. Are you like releasing a book or something, or is there something that you're working on that you need to release? Release to the public?
Well, not really that, but it's not a project. It's a legal case that I'm waiting to see a resolution, and it's been 3 years.
Okay. I don't think
Would that be it?
I don't think that's it because you're not the creator of it. That's just something you're waiting on. And I'm getting a whole lot of nothing from that. So it's probably still stuck in neutral. Okay.
Okay.
This is a personal project and it feels creative that you decide to do, that you become ready to let go and let the world see it. Like a release of a book or release of a song, some kind of, you're gonna show it to the world, okay? And it's personal to you and it feels creative.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be music, could be writing, could be art, could be, anything creative. You made a music video, you did something, okay? But you're reluctant because you don't want to release it because it's very personal. And you're afraid of what other people are going to say. Okay.
I'm never afraid of that, Colleen.
Well, I don't know. It feels like there is a definite release in all of its definitions. Okay. You release something, you let something go, you turn it over, you've given it to the world, that's what I keep getting. Okay, and it's not the legal case because this is something personal to you. You sure you're not writing a book, huh? Doesn't have to be a big
Well,
book.
I'm writing a bunch of books.
Okay.
I am an author.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have a book planned right now, to release. But it wouldn't be something that I would be afraid to share with the world because I'm an open book,
Right. This just feels more personal. Maybe it's just a release of a belief or a thought.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not getting any more on that. It's something that you're going to notice it because it's going to make a change for you, okay? It's almost like getting it off your shoulders or getting it off your chest. Yes, my guys speak a lot in these idioms.
Right.
It's going to make you lighter. Whatever this thing is something, and I'm kind of leaning more towards the belief that it's a belief that you have that you're ready to let go of. Because it's going to change the way you look at things. Okay. And it's very personal to you. It's very personal to you. I doubt that you've even talked to anybody about it.
Okay.
It's something that you've always believed. Okay. Gary's letting the birds go. Whatever that means to you. Release them for flight.
Okay. Right. Are they doves, Colleen?
No, they're bigger than that. They're like they're bigger. They're like big old geese or something. They're big ducks. Something big. Yeah, doves would be cute, but these are much bigger. I want to say geese.
Right. Are they turkeys?
No, they're not turkeys. I know that they're not turkeys. They definitely have white feathers, yellow bill. That you could be swan kind of thing.
Right. Right. Okay. So would you say that you feel good about this next 6 months?
Yeah, definitely. As long as you understand that this legal case is still stuck in neutral, live your life and do what you're doing. I still think there's gonna be a change, in something that's personal to you that you're gonna have to let go of. And I think it's a belief. I think it's an inside job.
Okay.
But other than that, everything, from the energy that I'm feeling is kind of more of the same. You're going along.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
All right. Cheer up a little bit, eh? It's really all right. It really is.
Well, so Gary, why do you think Gary appeared, the hermit in the woods? That's interesting because I live in the woods and there's probably hermits living out in the woods around.
And it's not Bigfoot. Well, so to me, the position and where I see them and what they're doing means a lot. So, whatever this means to you, that this is an ice skating pond. He's on the right side of it, right near the edge of the lake. He's got his little hut back there, and he's releasing the ducks, swans, whatever these are, for flight. over the pond. Okay? And what does that have to do with ice skating? Other than that's where...
Well, I suppose there could be... Yeah. There could be ice skaters on the pond. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm not sure. Well, maybe,
yeah, the thing is, he's not trying to communicate. He's not sending you any other message other than releasing these giant birds. So it's not like I feel compelled to tell you to go seek him out and talk to him or anything like that. He's like, this is your message.
Right.
And he seems perfectly happy with.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, because usually I'll get a push.
Okay, thank you. I'll just keep bumping.
Yeah, usually I will get a push to say, like, you need to go, you know, speak to the ducks, or you need to go get in touch with this nature, or anything like that. But I'm not getting any of that with this picture. The whole picture is about release.
Right. Okay, yeah. Well,
so
we shall see what...
Yeah, I'll come back in 6 months and ask you what happened.
Yeah. I'll tell you I was accosted by a bum in the woods. I'm going to see a bum walking through the woods and I'm going to be like, Gary?
If he's holding a duck, definitely do it. You're just so going to meet a man holding a duck. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Okay, you have to, like, totally tell us if that happens.
I will. Believe me, I will.
Okay.
Ask that Gary Galka if he goes into the woods to do EVPs ever.
Oh, I got to call him. He told me to call him. I just haven't gotten around to it. But we got to set something up with him, Chris, you know?
It's only been a year, Corinne, you know what I mean? I'm waiting.
I know. Yeah, but I wrote to him some months back, and his father had just died, and he wanted to take some time off. So that's why. Yeah. But, okay, so thank you, Colleen.
Yeah, nice to talk to you.
You too.
You're always entertaining.
Yeah. You too. All right, I'll mute myself.
Okay, very good. Now, Mary Margaret, are you kicking around or what? Because otherwise, she was doing her hair.
She was. You had to rinse the collar out.
I'm telling you. Drives me crazy. Why would people do that?
I don't know.
I'm proud of every gray hair. I earned every gray hair on my head, you know?
I don't have gray. I have highlights.
Yes. Well, I think it looks like, you know, nice streak
highlights. Yeah.
And, on the camera, it doesn't even look too bad like gray. It
Oops,
looks more
wrong way. There you go.
So unless Mary Margaret pipes up here pretty quick, that's it for our callers. So I think it's I'll tell you what, I'll play a song, and if nobody pipes up by the end of that, then we call it an early night.
You all right? Sounds like a plan.
Awesome. So we'll go one more song. And here, no. Oh yeah, I want to go with. Okay, I can't find it again. Here we go. This one. So we're back. I'm just gonna bring Colleen on, and so it's awesome to have you back on, Colleen. I really appreciate it, and I know it's a work time, and we'll get you back whenever it works out best for you. You guys, you can find Colleen's website at www.psychicoflight.com, and you can just do a search for her on Facebook as well. And so thanks a billion, Colleen.
Thank you.
Awesome. So we're going to get out of here, you guys. We'll be back on Tuesday with Nick Fox. Till then, take care, and we'll see you back then. 3, 2, 1. See you guys.